Hello and welcome to Beauty by Jen. Today is a quick video about a police officer named Michael Rusk, who says his sergeant, who he's friends with, was advancing towards him, so he had to take action. Let me know what you feel about this. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
About much more than a bar fight.
Yeah,
Julie?
Tom and Amy, investigators simply said the two officers involved in the shooting were known to each other. Now we're learning what that might really mean. The alleged shooter, Michael Rusk, says he pulled the trigger in self-defense because of unwanted advances by his sergeant. We're about to share exclusive surveillance video and the 911 call from the shooting, which we played for Michael Rusk's family for the first time.
Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to hear it.
For the first time, Jason Rusk is hearing the 911 call his son made in the early morning hours of January 25th.
I shot Sergeant Gibson. Do what? I shot Sergeant Gibson. I pulled a gun on him because he's advancing on me. Is he breathing? He just fell out.
James City County police officer Michael Rusk called 911 after he allegedly shot his superior officer, Sergeant Christopher Gibson, outside a Williamsburg bar, where the two had been drinking together. Video given exclusively to 10 on Your Side shows the two officers before this happened.
I got his right arm. Okay, I need you to take a deep breath for me, okay? Is he breathing? Crying! Is he breathing? I'm trying to save his life!
The 911 call goes on for just over 5 minutes. That's when responding officers show up to find Gibson had been shot 3 times, seriously hurt in his stomach and shoulder. Court documents show Gibson told officers Rusk shot him after a verbal argument. But Rusk, his dad, and his lawyers say it was much more than that.
You know, it started to get creepy.
Jason Rusk says his son told him about unwanted attention he got from his superior officer leading up to the shooting, and that he had reported it to others on the force.
There was a year's worth of grooming that had taken place.
Rusk says his son is the victim of unwanted sexual advances and had been for a long time.
Extremely inappropriate touching, stalking, the grooming, the previous to the incident assaults.
We reached out to Gibson several times to ask him about these allegations. He declined to speak with us. We also requested from JCCPD a record of any complaints filed against Gibson during his time there. We were denied. The video shows the officers at the bar prior to the shooting. You can see them sitting across from each other at the start. Then you'll see Gibson move in to sit next to Rusk. Gibson reaches for Rusk's hand under the table, which seems to be met with hesitation from the younger officer. Then, just about an hour before the shooting, the two are seen leaving together. After Gibson puts his hand on Rusk's shoulder, you see Rusk forcefully push him off and put a finger in his face before walking away. We don't know what happened next, but after the shooting, Rusk makes this claim to the 911 dispatcher.
I told him this is how he kept going. I thought he was gonna rape me. Help me. Help.
If our client was a female, this case would be drastically different.
Rusk's lawyer says the video and 911 call make a clear case for self-defense.
I think it'll show that certain steps weren't taken that needed to be taken.
The attorney says those steps, like looking into Rusk's claims of unwanted sexual advances, could have prevented what Rusk's dad calls a tragedy, which will affect his son for the rest of his life.
He told people from the get-go that he was sexually assaulted. He said no, and he kept on. He said no, and he kept on. If I had a daughter in the same position, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have an innocent person fighting for their freedom.
Williamsburg officers are investigating the shooting. They had no comment on this story. James City County Police also declined to comment. Calls to the prosecutor trying the case were unreturned. You can hear the complete 911 call on wavy.com. I'm Julie Millay, 10 on Your Side.
A grand jury has indicted a James City County police officer in the shooting of one of his colleagues in January. Michael Trenton Rusk, 24, was indicted March 15 on 1 count of aggravated malicious wounding and 1 count of using a firearm in the commission of a felony. Rusk has been on unpaid leave since the shooting, which happened after midnight on January 25 in a parking lot adjacent to several Williamsburg businesses, including Paul's Deli and Brickhouse Tavern, in the 700 block of Scotland Street. According to police reports, Rusk was off duty at the time. He is accused of shooting Christopher Gibson, 38, a police sergeant and a friend of Rusk's. Gibson was shot several times and is recovering. The next hearing in the case is scheduled for April 19, after a court-ordered mental evaluation of Rusk is completed. Williamsburg James City County General District Court Judge Joshua P. Defford and Circuit Court Judge Holly B. Smith have recused themselves from the case because they have heard cases in which Gibson and Rusk have testified. Rusk remains out on bond and an internal investigation within the James City County Police Department is continuing.